class for managing the ball. They have very good players in all of their lines. In the last game, we had to retreat in many of the passages. Even then, we were dangerous while we were retreating because we never took our eye off the rivals area. We tried to get the second goal when we were 1-0. And the team that at times, it seems to me, that who controls the game best and has the capacity to score will have the best chance of winning the same. Azteca Deportes, please answer. We saw when you got received 200 fans. They were talking about Messi. You feel more comfortable in a visit that seems like to be uncomfortable when you were received as well, makes you feel a little bit calmer and a little bit more comfortable. The presence of Leo generally overcomes whatever other situation. So people love football independently of the t-shirt that they're fans of. They love football, and we were sure that this was going to happen, which happens very routinely when we go to other cities in the United States. We didn't have any doubt, and in no case did we expect that the reception would be different just because we have the best player in the world with us. It is something that we expected, that we thought was going to be like this. Jaime Mar for Cancha Norte. Good afternoon, Nico, also for tomorrow. And the game is going to be difficult for Inter, but Rayados does not have Corcho Rodriguez, somebody who you know who's from Argentina, who scored the goal for the victory. What is that for your? What does that mean for your team that he's not a starter? We don't. We know the importance, his importance, and Vega, that maybe that generally doesn't start. He is a very good substitute for the team, and Monterrey has, of course, a very large roster. Exchanges that they make in the game, they're coming at the same level, at least of the people who are playing already. We know how important he is, especially for the short time that he's been in the club, and how he has become owner of the midfield, and how important he has become for the team, even in the local tournaments. But are things that happen, of course, in this kind of competition, especially when you're playing simultaneous competitions. There's injuries, exclusions. We're having this also, which doesn't allow us to arrive with the whole roster, which is very important. But we recognize the importance of those absent, but not because of that is that an advantage for us in any way. Hello, coach and Nico Gilberto Olan for Hecho Deiro. The game was, your plan was changed from more reactive and more transitions. And now with Lionel Messi and the absence of Cocho Rodriguez, there is a zone below there. What is Inter going to do? Is more positional that is going to be manage the ball with Busquets, or are you going to find some strategy? That is what we try to do always, independently of the game tomorrow. What happens is that when you're playing against rivals that are as good as Monterrey, and it would be like we play with Columbus and MLS. They're teams that maintain the ball very well. They play with the ball very well when they have it on in their feet. So sometimes you have to change the game or think about a different game because not all of the weight of the game is falling on your team. We understand, we see that tomorrow's game is going to be not only on the results and the characteristics of the rivals, but we're going to, there's going to ask for other things, not what we want, but what Monterrey dictates or forces us to do. Hello, Tata. I'm very glad to see you again. Uh, football goes to more physical topic, they're one of the two of the best teams, one in MX and the other in MLS. What do you how do you look at the physical topic that you have to make goals? That Messi is coming out of an injury, and they've had a lot of games, and you know the stadium and the heat. I understand that Miami is also hot, but this is really hot, and Monterrey, you know this very well. So how are you going to play against them? So there's 90 minutes that were in favor of Monterrey that will not allow us to speculate too much about how many minutes or the fatigue of the minutes or the heat. We have one possibility, which is to win, not just win with one goal. We have to do at least two goals. So the reality is that we have to concentrate on what we can do during the game, and in real situations like heat or fatigue. But tomorrow's game, we cannot take them into account. They don't won't count for us. Two more questions. Jose Rodriguez, go ahead. Jose Rodriguez from Miami. Thank you, Rafa. Coach Gerardo, I wanted to ask you a little bit about what we saw during the weekend. Jordi Alba and Franco Nergi playing together for the association. The scene, the experience for Jordi Alba, you could include him in a position that is more midfield or an attack, and give Franco Negri the opportunity. And how much have you spoken to the players? And Leo Alfonso was saying that this was his first experience outside of the United States and in a stage as big as this one, and taking into account that you've taken young players and have given them this kind of opportunities in important games, how have you managed and how have you helped them to prepare? Thank you. I think they are absolutely prepared, or else they couldn't count on times for the starting team. Leo, recently at other times, Janit, Percasas, and the young ones, the young players have had to take on responsibilities at difficult times last year, like Benbaki, David Rees, and Noah Allen. And also, a little bit of our job is part of this. When there are players that have capacity, count on them. Sometimes we push them a little bit fast because of need. Sometimes they have to play at a game that is so important, but absolutely they're prepared to do it. About the other day, we had to do it for necessity. We weren't counting on very many forwards, and on the bench we had Leo Alfonso had an injury, and we had to use Jordi. When in truth, we were going to think that Jordi was going to play 15 and 20 minutes in replacement of Franco, because perhaps he wasn't ready for the 90 minutes. Today we have needs because we count on a roster that is a little bit thin about the play because of the players that we have out. Normally, it wouldn't be logical, but making looking at the situation, the players that are here, there is that possibility. Fernando Petrocelli, last question. Tata, Nico. Good afternoon, Fernando Petrocelli. You've known Messi for many years, and we want to talk about the soap opera. We like to talk about the game. I want to ask if you see Messi more motivated for all the stuff outside of football. Has he used this as fuel in the world against Holland? How have you seen Messi about this with this? Let's see. Talking about somebody like him that competes in the way that he competes since 16 or 17 at a professional level, I don't think he needs any extra situations or special situations. Absolutely. He competes in that way because that's how he feels. And in the day in which he stops feeling that, he'll leave football. in the situation wherever he is, whatever league he's in, on a friendly game or in a decisive game like tomorrow's, I don't believe that he is going to confront the game in a different way that is compete till the end. That is what we expect for the whole team tomorrow, not just him. This is the end of the press conference. Thank you very much.